Well, the biggest thing that I have had in my growing up here is that probably for the last 3 years I've actually tried to make this health center a community building, just in the fact that people are able to come in and feel welcome as soon as they walk in. And one of the things that I find in terms of our community of Gitsegukla is that you more or less want to get them into the door. You have to remember that First Nations don't go seek medical advice until something really bad is happening. My aunts, my uncles, even my dad, when he was growing up, he did not trust in terms of a doctor. So what he would do is he would more or less stray away from seeking medical assistance. I'd want somebody to be very genuine, very understanding, and just give the aura of somebody being very caring.
I think that to connect with the community, of course connections happen on every level, and it's important to connect with individuals as they arrive, and also to discover who they are in a way that's not typical for where, say, I grew up. I would ask, where do you live? And I'd figure a certain part of town, oh, that gives me some idea. What school did you go to? That gives me some more idea. But here, everybody lives in the same part of town and they went to the same school. So my question would be, who's your mother? That would give me a whole range of information. Their mother, who their clan is. I'd know their aunts and uncles. Well, I'd know everybody if I knew who their mother was. So that's a really good place to start, to know who a person is. Of course, everyone who's a health practitioner understands that clients want to feel that they're respected by their practitioner. And so in thinking of how that respect would be demonstrated to people of this location, Gitsan people, they would probably name that the practitioner would listen to them. The practitioner would truly listen, not discount what they have to say or who else they included in the conversation of what they're explaining. They may want to have someone attend an appointment with them to feel more confident in what they heard, and allowing that important person to be there would demonstrate respect.
The first important step, I think, is to recognize that local people have a set of values and relationships with each other and with the surroundings, with nature here, that we have a lot to learn from. And so to approach people with that level of respect, not simply as individuals, but as people who have a background and a culture that has some things to teach us, I think is tremendously important. It's easy to be overwhelmed in this community by all the things that contribute to ill health. Diet can be a problem, lack of exercise. There tends to be a violent element. We're rural. There are accidents on the highways. Alcohol is overused. There are problems with drug abuse and so on. We're not dealing with a population that is particularly healthy, and we're concerned about that, for sure. But there are elements in this community that really contribute to health. There are strong family relationships which we can assist our patients to build on, and which they can teach us about. There's dietary experience. There are traditional foods here that are far healthier for local people than anything that we have to offer. And those are just a couple of small examples of important contributors to health in the community, which, if we become allies in recognizing their value with our patients, we can help them to build on those strengths and contribute to their health in that way, so that we don't negate the whole picture, but we help them to build on the strengths that they have in their culture and their community. One of the most effective family physicians that I've known who has practiced in this area actually began from the day he started his practice to make a family tree so that when patients came in, he knew what clan they were from, he knew what the relationships were. And although that doesn't sound particularly important to us from our Western point of view, to Gitsan people, it's central to who they are. And so if you can help indicate your respect for their culture by understanding where they're from and what their clan is and who their chief is and what their major relationships are, you've gone a long way to expressing respect for them.